I want to play shot number 4. This is Stephen A. But he's got a new story on the 17 straight threes. God did it.
What's good, y'all? We back. Y'all know Stephen A. went scorched earth last night on Whitlock. We knew he was coming back with something. But Whitlock is still on that 17 threes, getting that college scholarship story. Let's get to it.
God made those 17 threes. Play the clip.
Harold Funny Kit is a person that played at Winston-Salem State in the 70s, who remained close to the program, who drove me down from Queens, New York to Winston-Salem, North Carolina for a workout in the middle of the season because Clarence Big House Gaines, he called Clarence Big House Gaines and say, I got some talent for you. I want you to see this guy. Clarence Big House Gaines saw me, sat up there, put me out on the court with cats like Charlie Spell and others and said, get on the court and show me what you got. And I kept passing the ball. He called the timeout. He said, wait a minute. Ain't you supposed to know how to shoot the ball? I said, yes, sir. He said, then God damn it, shoot the ball. And I went out there and I hit 17 straight three-pointers. I repeatedly stated I never did it before and I never pulled it off since. That one day God was watching. How can somebody who proclaims to be doing God's work have a problem with somebody highlighting how a moment in their life involved divine intervention because they were able to do something they never did and they lucked up? Jason Whitlock's that guy. Because you see, if you listen to him long enough, he's the only one that has this unfeathered connection with God. It's God that touched him. It's God that has disciplined him. It's God that has come down upon him and touched him on the shoulder and blessed him with the knowledge, the know-how, the conscience, to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help him, God, while he excoriates everybody that he can.
So, Stephen A., you said a lot there. You said you got lucky, and then you said you got God's divine intervention. God is not luck. The two don't connect. That's not a major point. That's just, I just want to make that point. I'm not trying to, hey, Stephen A., you're an idiot. Because most people believe in luck, and they believe in God's divine intervention. They actually, if you really, when you get deep off into your walk, you'll quit believing in luck. There is no such thing as luck. But Stephen, you've written in your book about this. You've talked about these 17 straight three-pointers. It wasn't until yesterday that somehow you're saying God intervened. It wasn't, first we've heard it. This is a new explanation that God intervened. And I'll say this, had you been making that argument from the get-go in your book and anytime you've told this story, it would be far more believable because miracles do happen. And maybe God did want you to get a basketball scholarship to Winston-Salem State. And maybe he intervened and made you knock down 17 straight three-pointers. I don't believe it. Neither do you. Neither does anyone with a brain. Because even if you had knocked down 17 straight threes, it's Winston-Salem State in the 1980s.
Real quick, like I said yesterday, man, it just depends on the year. In college basketball, the three was introduced in 87. It was 19 feet 9. In pro basketball and in the ABA, the line was around 23 feet, 23.9 at the wing, right? If you see Stephen A's form, you think he hitting some 24-footers and 17 in a row? Come on. They probably didn't even had lines on the court at Winston-Salem State. They didn't even paint the lines on till 87. So that's what makes the story so crazy. And now God did. Let's get back to it.
They don't have the kind of money to give anybody an on-the-spot scholarship because they knocked down 17 straight shots in a scrimmage. Doesn't happen. It's not a believable story. It's not backed by any facts or anybody that understands anything about college athletics in the 1980s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Anybody knows anything about college basketball or college athletics today? No coach is giving out scholarships to somebody that didn't play in high school, has no film from junior college, and because Harold Kitt drove them up there, and this is from your own book, in February. The college basketball season is still going on, Stephen A. So you're saying that Big House Gaines, hey, our season is still going on. You drove up here on a Sunday, we played on Saturday, and he hosted a special scrimmage during their season for some kid that didn't play in high school, has some bogus story about playing at some gay fashion institute, FIT, and somehow they hosted a special scrimmage for Stephen A. Smith. Man, cut it out.
Now, I will tell you, if you're in the city, like Stephen A. grew up in New York, me from Philly, there were scouts that did come out to see people who may not have played in high school, who had a reputation, street ball legends. They did get looked at. You could go try out. That part is right. But you're going to hear Jason talk about it being mid-season and all this other stuff would make it seem a little off. That would happen in the spring after the tournament, during the summer, and then during the preseason. So for me, similarly, that's when I walked on after flaming people over the summer and having a reputation. So I can kind of relate to the story. But a lot of what Stephen A. saying sound like cap. But that was the era. There wasn't a lot of film to go around. There was no YouTube. There was no internet. Nothing like that. Reputation did mean a lot. There was times where people would fly out to see people play that they had never seen play before but heard about them. So that's where you hear a lot of the street ball legends. You know what I mean? So some of this is true, sprinkled in that time period. But then the details seem a little foggy. You know what I mean? So let's get back to it.
You're lying, and everybody knows you're lying. You're a pathological liar. What's working in your favor is we have so little respect for truth in this country that people don't even understand the significance of your lies and what it says about you and why you're dangerous. Pathological liars are dangerous to themselves and to the truth and to anybody that they're around. They help people create a delusion so that they don't have to deal with the truth. Again, I'll connect it back to Black Lives Matter and the whole deal. We have a problem in the black community, a family problem, a marriage problem, a patriarchal leadership problem. But we've created this lie that no, our real problem is the police are coming in and randomly killing us. So you create this lie so that you don't deal with the actual problem. The actual problem is the breakdown of family, the breakdown of male authority and leadership. That's the problem. And liars like you enhance, metastasize the problem instead of telling the truth.
All right, y'all. So we wonder if Stephen A. gonna come back after this one, but the thing that I think is exaggerated is taking that story and putting it on Stephen A.'s character in general. I think that's a leap. I think it's the fact that Stephen A. won't let the story go and he keep tweaking it to make it seem more plausible. But to take that and take away everything Stephen A. has done, being the media giant that he is now, working his way up through charisma, through vernacular, through work ethic, all the things he's put into the game, the relationships he's built, you can't take that away from that man. And even if the story about the basketball was exaggerated, which when you look at his shooting form and you check the details, come on, Stephen A. Like I shoot now like I shot then. And 17 in a row is tough. But I mean, I could drain some stuff. But I'm just saying, your shooting goes last. I don't care who you are, what age. If you play ball, you know what I'm talking about. You may not be able to jump, run, do this, move like that. But the shooting, if you're a shooter, that don't leave you. Like Steph Curry's pop, Del Curry, he probably could drain him right now. You understand what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. This is going to be an ongoing feud. We'll keep y'all posted. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Until next time, we out.